VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 768, recorded on November 13th, 2025.
Hello, and welcome to the 768th edition of the TD Gaming Podcast. And 601st
Hold it. Stop. There was a screw up. Do it over again. Ready? The VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 768, recorded on November 5th. Damn it. The VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 768, recorded on November 13th, 2025.
Hello, and welcome to the 768th edition of the TD Gaming Podcast and the 601st episode of Video Game Roundtable. I'm TJ Denzer.
I'm Scott Dirk.
And I am Jonah Falcon.
The VGRT Gaming Podcast focuses on game news from around the industry and the gaming flashback.
Right. So, TJ, what have you been playing?
A whole lot of Dispatch. So,
okay.
I like that game. It looked good.
Yeah, it's from a group called Ad Hoc Studio, who is composed of mostly old Telltale devs. It's a superhero office narrated game. You play a guy who is basically the Iron Man of the universe, and his suit gets busted, and he basically takes him out of the game. And so, down on his luck, he gets an offer from people that will replace his suit if he works to help mentor some basically D-tier heroes that all used to be villains and are trying to turn over a new leaf. This bleeds the good Telltale style. It comes from the folks who made Tales from the Borderlands and some seasons of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. And they have the humor, they have the dialogue, they have the good writing, they have interesting characters. I'm having a blast with this game, and I'm like into maybe episode... I just got done with episode 2.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever played the Superhero League of Hoboken?
I have not.
You should give that one a try. It's an old game. It's an RPG, and it's a superhero comedy adventure game.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, because that's a lot of what we have here. And it's like Dispatch is like half the usual Telltale experience. It's half like just like the quick time events and dialogue options. But it's also actually got like this operator system where you have to like sit at a computer and people will call in with like hero problems, and you have to figure out which of your group you need to send out to them in a timely manner. And like they all have different stats of like smartness, charisma, strength, defense, and mobility. And so you have to send the right ones to the right job. If something's like needs somebody to like smash a guy or break something, you got to send the muscle guy to do that. Whereas like you send a mobile hero to go like chase down an escaping criminal.
Oh, that's a lot like Superhero League of Hoboken. And by the way, you know who wrote it? It's Steve Moretsky. For those who don't know who Steve Moretsky is, he did a lot of work with Infocom. He did Planetfall. He did Hitchhiker's Guide. He did Leather Goddess of Phobos.
I wonder if they know about it. Because, like...
Oh, I'm pretty sure they do. It's
also got this aspect where, like, it gives you a matrix of what was required for a job when you send the person to do it. And, like, their matrix will match up against it. And then a little ball will go around, and they can still end up failing because they end up outside of the requirements for it. So there's like a random chance that you could succeed or fail on any given job. But you also level them up, and then they get different abilities that you can apply, and you can raise their stats and decrease their chances of failing. I like it. I like the blend of like an actual like enjoyable hero sim like organization game on top of this Telltale-styled narration game.
Yeah. So you really should try the Superhero League of Hoboken. It's actually on Steam.
I'll give it I'm going to actually go and track that down and wishlist it really quick.
You can tell it's from 1997, though. I'm sorry. No, 1994. Because it has the old Bard's Tale interface.
Hey. Yeah, this looks interesting. I like it.
Yeah. Like I said, all of them have different superpowers in Superhero League of Hoboken, and you have to choose which ones to put in through it. You fight everything from supermoms to lawyers to steroid men.
Yes, this does have some similar looking features.
Yeah. Like I said, Superhero League of Hoboken is the original. Although there was another superhero game that had a sense of humor. I was trying to remember the name of it. It's not coming to me. It's another game I played. It was more like Wasteland than it was, in terms of gameplay. Scott, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the Dragon's Quest 1 and 2 HD remake, and I'm on the first game still. I've been playing it for a few, I guess, since it came out. And
From what I understand, Dragon Quest 2 is far, far better than 1.
Yeah, you get more party and you get more characters to have in your party, and they have story and personality. And the first game, you just have this blank slate character, but at least there's still more story put into this first game than the original one had. They fill out a lot more of how the princess got kidnapped, and the soldiers that are trying to rescue her, and you meet the bard Zalen, and it's a really good game, and they did a good job giving you different difficulty levels. You can even still beat the game with the princess in your arms if you want to. So it's good.
Right. So, as for me, let's see. I've gotten back into City Skylines 2. So, I'll report if it's better now. It actually got a new expansion, and since I have the pass, I can download. It's just bridges and tunnels, though. There are 2 new games that were released. By the way, I also have an opinion about Pacific Drive.
Yeah.
And my verdict is it would be a great game if it wasn't so far up its own ass.
Really?
Yeah. They make driving tedious because you have to get a certain amount of one resource and you have to drive out there, and it's sort of like so much of it. You'd have to do like 4 or 5 drives just to get it. And it sort of brings the game down. A lot of it is just, you have to streamline the game. You can tell it's a small development team because it tries to do too much. There's something called the core gameplay loop that you should focus in on 100%. Your game is not a puzzle game. It's not a maze game. It's an explorer game. So you should focus on the exploration. When you're exploring and driving your car around and discovering spots, that's when it's fun. When it's doing all the other shit, it becomes a tedious bore. So it's disappointing. I also tried the game Winterboro. That's the new cel-shaded mouse survival game.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, but I've gotten to a point in which how do you build it because it doesn't tell you how.
Oh.
That game is in serious need of more user-friendly UI and telling you what you should be doing. It does a little, it doesn't do enough.
It looked like Don't Starve, is that right?
It's kind of like that, I guess, but you have your own treehouse. So when you go out, it's cold and you start to shiver and shiver and shiver, but you can start putting on clothes. Yeah, it has that element of Don't Starve, but it's a lot less demanding and, but it still needs a little bit more work on it, I think. And then I bought a game today that I had no idea was coming out, and it's a pleasant surprise, and that's College Bowl. It's the college football game that's done by the guys who did Legacy Bowl. And the running is better, the passing is better, the kicking is better. Some people are complaining that the Legacy stats don't often match. I haven't seen that yet. But if you liked Legacy Bowl, which for those who don't know is basically an homage to Tecmo Bowl, it's basically a 16-bit football game, the bleeps and bloops. College Bowl seemed to fix all of that. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Nice.
Have you played Legacy Bowl? You just know about it, though. I know you do.
I do know about Legacy Bowl. I've never played it myself.
Okay. Yeah, so it's already a better game than Madden and college football, really. So, anyways, we're going to move on to the gaming flashback. And hey, Scott, you get to tell us about this one.
Thank you. Okay. Gaming flashback is Grandia, and this is a game that I played back in PlayStation 1 when it came out. Grandia is a 1997 role-playing video game developed by Game Arts and published by Entertainment Software Publishing for the Sega Saturn console as the first game in their Grandia series. Grandia is set in a fantasy world where societies thrive in the era of increasing technological developments following the collapse of the ancient Angelou civilization centuries before. Grandia's environments are depicted as three-dimensional maps with characters represented by 2D animated bitmap sprites. Grandia features a rotational party roster. The statistics of each party member increase each time they gain a new level by defeating enemies and earning experience points. Characters learn new abilities through repeated use of weapons and spells. Once a particular weapon or magic spell is used a specific number of times in battle, its skill level is raised. The game encourages players to switch between weapons periodically when a weapon or magic element levels up. Permanent stat points are added to the character as well. For example, when a character water skill levels up, they receive +1 HP and +1 MP. Grandia received near universal acclaim during its original release in Japan, garnering 9 out of 10 from Sega Saturn Magazine and Saturn Fan due to the hype surrounding the game. It's not been released outside. What?
No, due to the hype surrounding the game and it's not being released outside Japan, a number of American and European publications reviewed the Saturn version as an import.
Okay, and then they went PlayStation version.
It finally came in the US with PlayStation
That's
version.
when I played it, when it came on the PlayStation. And you play this kid named Justin, and he wants to be an adventurer, and his mom is like telling him no, that you can't do that or whatever.
This is a bug series.
Yeah. But yeah, so he goes on a quest and with his friend Sue, and I think he meets Fina, and then they want to go towards the Great Wall and climb it and see what's on the other side. And that was like the premise that I remember wanting to just go explore. And then there's these bad guys doing some shenanigans of some kind.
Oh, read the rest of the copy.
Okay.
The PlayStation version of Grandia met with similarly positive reception to the Saturn release, though sales remained lower than the original in Japan. GamePro magazine felt that the game had aged during its 2-year transition to the PlayStation, but the game's presentation was still, quote-unquote, amazingly detailed and well designed. The game received the remastered version on the Nintendo Switch as part of the Grandia HD collection on August 16, 2019.
It's also on Steam.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was one of my childhood favorite games, or actually teenager favorite games. Yeah. But, yeah, I really enjoyed Grandia. It's a really fantastic game. Yeah, it just was, really good music and just memorable characters, and the combat was fun. But it was also like kind of quasi turn-based where you can there's a turn timer happening, and the little character's action goes across the bar, and you could try to cancel their action or, intercept them or block them, depending on your field movement, because you can also place yourself on the field of battle, so that was nice too.
Yeah, a lot of the games that are coming out right now that are throwbacks are part of a good lot of them are adopting the style of Grandia, because what Grandia did was that they did the 2D, 3D thing before everybody else, actually.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Man, I need to replay that again. That was a lot of fun.
Are you going to get it on Steam or a Switch?
Yeah, definitely Steam.
Okay. So, anyways, we're going to move on to game news. First, the quick news. Rockstar is now under pressure from the UK Parliament as protest grows and 220 employees demand fired workers be reinstated. This has been going on a while. For those who don't know, Rockstar fired 30 workers who were unionizing and saying they were breaking the contract and being disruptive. And now Rockstar is under a lot of fire for this. And now the UK Parliament is getting involved.
Yeah, this has been a rough couple weeks for Rockstar in the perception category, just because Everybody wants Grand Theft Auto 6 so badly, right? Everybody is rooting for that game. There's so much riding on that game for so many people. They can't mess it up. But it sounds like the pressure is starting to get to them a little bit.
Yeah, and unlawful firing, is a thing, and Rockstar could find themselves being sued by a lot, and the morale at Rockstar is dirt poor. it hasn't been lower.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too, which is why these people are interested in forming a union. They want representation. They want fair workplace balance and benefits. And and when they're being worked, if they end up getting worked through crunch, then those organizations keep sounding nicer and nicer every day that you spend in misery. So
yeah.
And then for Rockstar to go and do that, if Rockstar is lying through its teeth, as many of these workers in the union have suggested, that's a really bad look for them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it won't dissuade anybody from buying Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out.
Of course not.
But they'll still be forced to, the way to do it was not to have a shitty environment, because then people aren't as interested in unionizing, because one thing that unions do is that you have to pay union fees for good reason. If you treat your employees well, and, often they don't feel the need to unionize, but they're unionizing.
Yep. And depending on how this goes, because the people that got fired aren't just going to be quiet about this, and especially the organization behind them. Now that Parliament's involved, this could make the road ahead very bumpy for Rockstar very quickly.
Yeah, isn't it nice when a government is for the workers and fights for consumer rights?
Yeah, it really is nice.
Europe, like they do in Europe. Wouldn't that be nice if it happened here?
It sure would.
Yeah.
At this rate, like the EU and the UK with the Digital Rights Act and the Digital Markets Act are some of the only things actually holding giant tech companies accountable.
Hey, it's Europe. Europe is the reason why the USB-C is standardized instead of Apple doing their stupid, Lightning
charger. Yeah,
charger. Yeah. And a lot of changes are happening. And the thing is that it's pricey to do a two-tier thing. This for US and this for all of Europe. That Europe can force change whether the United States wants it or not. I mean, the fact that there's more stores, digital stores in the U.S. is thanks to Europe.
And hopefully that stop killing games helps too.
Hey, you know how you can get refunds on digital games? That's because of the EU. Now you can get... Go ahead.
Also, they're one of the few groups trying to hold AI accountable when it crosses lines and tries to use famous people and their likenesses and things.
Oh, that's an interesting story because there's news that Apple has completely abandoned AI because it's been such a flop, and now they have Siri running through ChatGPT on some occasions, and that's not working well either.
You don't solve your problem with AI by using another AI. Like, what the fuck?
It's like trying to make a copy of a copy.
The thing is that I watched a video about someone who does work in AI, and he's saying that one of the biggest problems is that everybody's doing the deep learning thing, and that does not help AI. All it does is you can't just have a bunch of data and expect the AI to work. They don't actually have the AI learn, you know? It's a whole long video. I'm not going to get into it now, but it's really interesting. And which is why this AI bubble is bursting as we speak, is because you cannot use it. I would equivalent. How can I make an a similar situation? Imagine if for making steak, you only used fire that was in your own home, and I'm botching it, but it's you can't make an AI with generative thing. It's sort of, you can't teach it anything. It's not going to learn anything. Speaking of Rockstar, new Red Dead Redemption rating suggests a remaster on the way to PS5, Xbox Series XS, and Switch 2. And here's the thing: I still own Red Dead Redemption, and I much more like it, much more than Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a far better game. And also, the Red Dead Redemption remaster will also include Undead Nightmare.
Nice. Having this on Switch 2 sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's like just being able to
sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, if Cyberpunk 2077 can run reasonably on it, then Rockstar should be able to make Red Dead Redemption run on it.
Have you heard the new controversy about Pokemon Pokio? I don't even know how they say it.
Pokopia.
Pokopia. Do you
My
know
most
the entire
anticipated game of 2026. What's wrong with it?
Well, if you buy the digital cartridge, all you get is a download code. The game does not come on the cartridge. That's the point of having the cartridge!
Nintendo is like tripping over its own face trying to get its audience to go fully to digital. That's what's happening here.
It's not just Nintendo, though. I mean, it happened when Skyrim came out, and it was a Steam code in a box, and then Civilization 5 came out,
See, but
and
that's
that was also a Steam code in a box. And
but that's PC games. We're talking about a console game now, and
Right.
we're talking about Nintendo.
I know.
And Nintendo, here's the thing. Nintendo has this nasty habit of taking games out of the library and deleting it from your thing. You know, and the thing is that we know from Steam has already said this, if they ever go down, and believe me, they're never going down, they would allow you to download the copies of the games without any DRM, right? Do you think Nintendo would ever do that? Hey, if Nintendo ever goes down, we'll let you download this Nintendo game for free.
Yeah, no, but that is what's happening. What I said was happening, though, is they are trying to push everybody towards digital, like, as fast as they can.
I think the problem is some of those games don't fit on the cartridge.
Yeah,
That's an issue too.
You think that this Pokemon game can't fit on the cartridge?
I have no idea, but I know some of the other games don't.
You know, I was looking at it, it's sort of like, so they're citing, so Nintendo, who are such bastions of having original content, they're turning Pokemon into Minecraft.
Yeah.
That's what this game is.
It's more like Dragon Quest Builders.
But it's also
Dragon Quest Builders?
Yeah, it's a very cozy game, though. That's what it is, though. It's a cozy Pokemon game that, you know, like Builders, actually, now that I think about it.
Yes,
it's a cozy game. Yeah. But, see, when Switch people want their games on a cartridge, they don't want a download code. It's a cartridge. Like I said, with those PC games, which they just came with a code, it never had a disc. It never had a disc that said,
You did have a disc. I had a disc with Skyrim, but and Civilization 5 both had discs, but they just ended up linking to the Steam account, and then that was it.
No, that is what that is.
I have the disc. I can show you pictures.
That's the DRM, basically. The disc is your DRM.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, once you've linked it to Steam, you never need it again.
A PC is not a console.
I know it's not a console.
But what he's saying is that the push towards digital isn't confined to just Nintendo.
Thank you.
As far as I know, Xbox and PlayStation haven't pulled that shit. They haven't offered you a disc and the code. I mean, let me put it this way.
I think they are moving towards it.
No.
They both put out a generation of consoles that are digital.
Let me stop. No. Microsoft is if a game comes on a disc, the game is on the disc. Right?
Sure.
Sometimes they'll have games that come in physical packages, but they only have the code, like Starfield, you know. But if a game comes to the disc, the thing is that it downloads from the disc, and if you're offline, it'll play.
Yes, but Xbox.
It's not the same thing with Nintendo. If Pokemon Pokepio goes off, if you lose your internet connection, are you gonna be able to play it?
Yeah, but like the same could be said of
That's
PlayStation
not
and
yet
Xbox
anything.
digital copies.
But if I have a disc in the Xbox and I don't have my internet, it'll accept the disc as the DRM and allow me to play my game.
Sure, but what
I
I'm
know
telling
that
you
for a fact.
is that your disc Xbox and the disc that you're putting in it are both becoming novelties. Like
Yes.
both PlayStation and Xbox launched digital-only versions of their consoles this generation.
We know this.
And
yes.
the fact of the matter is, those things are
But
selling
that's not the
quite well.
point. That's not the point. It's not the point that they're
is the
digital.
point.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah, there are digital consoles coming out, but if you buy a disc, if you buy a game disc on the PlayStation or the Xbox, the game is on the disc. It's not a code. That's
Sure.
the point.
Sure.
But if you're selling a cartridge with a code on it, why sell a cartridge?
Because the whole thing is dumb. Like that's
is dumb.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. The way that Nintendo
If you're going to do
approached-
if you're gonna do a cartridge, fucking make it a cartridge.
the way that Nintendo has approached physical software on the Switch 2 has been one of the most half-assed things about this generation. It's game cards are ridiculous. The whole concept of all that is ridiculous because it seems like it's nebulous between every game depending on the size of the game. It's so dumb.
And it's funny because, the only games that we're going to have, that are old are going to be these cartridge games from the 2600, the television, the NES, the Super NES, and all these other things that uses cartridge. Because guess what? They're physical and you can't take it away from somebody.
Yeah.
And like I said, like in the case of Pokopia, it's a card that leads you to the store where you can download the game.
I will say
Whereas,
this.
like, it's Cyberpunk. It comes as like an SD card that you put in the Nintendo Switch 2.
Nintendo's like George Lucas about the Star Wars Holiday Special, in which George Lucas, if I could, I would smash every single copy of that. That's what Nintendo wants to do with its NES carts. What? You're playing something from 1986, and you can still play it on your NES? Fuck you! We wish you could destroy it. We want you to download it for us.
Yes, but
They don't. Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say they don't even sell it on the store. You just play it on the freaking virtual console or whatever it's
I'm gonna
called
tell
again.
you something. If I ran Nintendo, I would have a subscription service in which every single NES and SNES game were free, and if you had a subscription, it'd also come with the manuals and all that stuff, and you can get all the bonus feelies. Because here's the thing. Who's going to really want to buy the Legend of Zelda Gold cart for the 18th time? Just release it free. I mean, we're watching movies from the 40s and the 50s for free on YouTube because guess what? No one's going to buy that shit.
Yeah. The problem with Nintendo is that it assumes that yes, you will buy that shit if it makes it available in some way. Like they are at their hearts a toy company selling toys.
Yeah.
And they wholly fully believe that if they put Mario on a cartridge for the 35th time in a row, that somebody will buy it.
If I was to release the entire NES and SNES library, no barriers, for $10 a month to Nintendo fans, every single game, first and third part, anything that had a Nintendo seal of quality on it, you know how much money that would make? Do you know how many people would just buy the system and get the thing and just go hog wild? But here's Nintendo. Nintendo does copyright strikes on gaming videos on YouTube. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who do that. Do you think any other company does that? No.
No.
Fuck no.
They're so precious. But yeah, I don't know. Back to the original point. I just hope that Red Dead Redemption plays well on it. And if Cyberpunk 2077 could do it, I hope Red Dead could do the same.
You know what really elevated Red Dead Redemption for me when I was playing it?
What's that?
The I Know You missions.
Oh,
Those were
great.
special. Those were special. For those who don't know, this mysterious man in a top hat knows everything about John Marston, and he sends him on these missions, which are basically morality missions. And when the man refuses to answer John's questions, John yells, "Damn you, sir!" and shoots him 3 times, and of course, none of the bullets hit. And the man walks away saying, "Many have, John. Many have." And by the way, during that thing, he also says, "Isn't this a wonderful view?" Later on in the game, that's where John is buried.
Yeah, that whole series of missions is creepy and fun.
Yeah,
it's like there's a overarching vibe of nihilism in the world of Red Dead Redemption, and I feel like that mission in of itself is a great example of it.
And then the epilogue in which you play Jack Marston, and he's everything that his father did not want to become. And I recorded the last moment in which, after you shoot the guy from the FBI, I forget his name, John something, he walks away and turns towards the camera, and then it goes boom, Red Dead Redemption, and the game ends.
Edgar Ross,
right? And here's the funny thing: is that the honor system, you can shoot the guy, I forgot his name, and you can shoot Edgar Ross's wife, and the honor loss you lose is balanced out by shooting Edgar Ross. So it's sort of giving you another morality test. You can spare them, or you can shoot them, and the game says it doesn't care.
Yep. It's quite a good one. I'm interested to revisit that one.
I will say that Undead Nightmare is painful to play, because in that you're before his son and wife. Before John Marston lives, but his son and wife die instead. So, yeah, guess what? You saved John Marston. Oh, but Jack and his wife are dead.
I mean, it rips the Band-Aid off, if that's saying anything. Like, it goes for it right out of the gate.
And then at the end, John becomes a zombie himself and exacts revenge, just like it. And it's funny is because all these characters you got to know in the base game, you get to see what happens when there's a zombie apocalypse. Like, Jonah is friggin' weird.
Yes.
And I don't know if he's dating the zombie in the Undead Nightmare, or if he's already dating a dead woman in the original game. I forgot. The shyster, the snake oil salesman, is selling vials that he says is a zombie repellent. Except it's the exact opposite.
It's attractant, yeah.
It's attractant. You can still use it, but it's so funny when he tries to use it, and this guy's like, ah! And he runs away. The Coke Fiend, I forgot something happened to him that's funny as well. I'm just saying, a lot of Undead Nightmare is a riff on what happened in the first game, and it's hilarious. The only thing I don't like is that, Jack and his wife die in the beginning. It's like a kick in the nuts. Anyway, the PlayStation 6 launches later than expected. They said it was going to be releasing sometime in 2026. Now they're saying 2027. Some people actually think that they're going to skip the PS6 for some reason, because they do have that handheld that's coming out.
It's been about 5 years since the PlayStation 5 came out.
Yeah. And what's funny is that the sales are good, but everybody says, yeah, the sales are great, but it somehow feels like a failure in some way.
I don't feel anything for like a PS6 rumors right now, because
I think that's the PlayStation 5's failure.
I just think that with the Xbox Series X and PS5, we kind of moved to that point where consoles are kind of low-end, mid-end PCs now.
Well, here's the thing. Microsoft is coming out with a handheld. We know we have the Ally, right? But that's a third-party thing. Xbox and PlayStation are both coming out with their versions of the Switch. The next Xbox is coming out, and they say it's going to be more like a PC than, in certain ways. Like, it's going to have Steam incorporated into it, which is not surprising because we're going to be talking about Valve's new hardware in a moment. But here's the thing that depresses a lot of people. There's a widespread rumor from creditable sources that the next PlayStation console will region lock. Because one of the big things about the recent PlayStations is that they're region unlocked. But now they're thinking about region locking it. I know you're looking that up right now.
Yeah, I don't. That would be really dumb if they did that. It's already been like a solved problem for a while. They don't need to do that anymore. The world is global. The releases are global. Stop doing that. There's no good reason for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think a
So,
part. I think a part of it is just having security on the systems in case they want to. I don't know. I don't understand it.
how do you feel about Xbox and PlayStation coming out with their own versions of the Switch?
I don't. Like I don't feel. I don't know what I think of them because I need to see what the specs would look like and what they would look like in comparison to the couch versions. Because
From what I understand, the PlayStation handheld will be far more powerful than the Switch 2, and that's about all I know.
yeah, but I still need to see like actual specs. The rumors don't do much for me until like I can actually see what we're looking at.
The Xbox One will probably. I'm willing to bet you anything that it'll be able to have games stored on it, but it's also going to be a streaming platform as well.
And we'll get there later, but I'll share what I actually think was a good idea because it's one of our news stories here in a little bit.
Yeah. Lego The Legend of Zelda set is coming in 2026. This is actually a Lego set, not a video game. Although, honestly, how many people wouldn't enjoy playing all the Zelda games in Lego form?
Yeah, I really love the Zelda coming to Lego form. I definitely want to get a little Lego Link. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that they haven't done anything quite on the scale of Lego Super Mario with other Nintendo stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing a chunky little Lego Link that has a little chip in him where you can make Legend of Zelda Lego dungeons. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, that would be sweet.
Imagine if Nintendo reciprocates with Microsoft, and because they had Minecraft characters in Smash Brothers. Imagine if they have a Zelda DLC for Minecraft, with Nintendo getting most of the almost all of the profits, but only just because Minecraft people would want to play as a Link in Minecraft.
Well, I mean, you can get a free Link skin, put that on, and then make your own dungeon.
And just hope that Nintendo doesn't come to town on you with their lawyers. You got that for free? No.
Yeah, they're free. They're online.
They would say no. You can't do it for free.
Yes, you can. They're on like Planet Minecraft and other websites. You can dress up as Samus Aran, Mario, Luigi, Princess, all the characters.
Give Nintendo time. If they think if they decide to release their own Zelda stuff, they'll want that shit shut down faster than you can save a Link. Anyways, we're going to move on to game news. The Xbox responds to Valve's new hardware, and fellow Microsoft employee jokes it looks like one of those rumored Series S leaks. This comes from Eurogamer. So you all saw the new proposed Steam box, right?
Yep, yes. Looks good.
There is no Steam box yet. That's just a mock-up. We don't know
the
what
Steam machine. They're holding it in their hands. I've seen them.
By the way, so what? You know that big X that Microsoft.
Oh, I'm talking about the Steam machine, not Xboxes, whatever.
No, I'm talking about someone actually made a version of that, of the X. But the thing is, you can have all the prototypes you like. A lot of times they're not going to appear as what they have. It's just a prototype. You don't know what's going to.
Machine? This new one that they just.
I don't think that's a prototype.
No, they're launching that in 2026. That's like that's a finalized version.
Yeah, that can't be a prototype.
They have technical specs on it.
So
that's like including the size and weight of the device.
Anyways, moving to the news item. Xbox Phil Spencer has commented on Valve's freshly announced hardware, stating, quote unquote, gaming moves forward when players and developers have more way to play and create, especially across open platforms. Gee, I wonder why you would say that when the next Xbox is going to be Steam compatible and good old games compatible and allow you to play your PC games through it. Yeah. Writing on social media, the exec praised open platforms for this forward momentum, expanding across Expanding access across PC, console, and handheld devices reflects a future built on choice, core values that have guided Xbox's vision from the start. Let me ask you a question, though. Do you think the Steam machine is going to play Xbox or PlayStation games?
No, it's just going to be Steam OS.
So no wonder Microsoft isn't quite as threatened.
Sure.
Elsewhere on social media, a fellow Xbox employee in the form of senior social media manager Josh Stein remarked that Valve's new hardware could look kind of like the rumoured Xbox Series S designs from back in 2019. All hail the cube, Stein joked. I don't know what Valve has with these bad controllers.
The controller looks dumpy and stupid. I will admit that. Like, have you seen that thing, Scott? It's got like little patty feet on the. It looks like a horse hoof.
Yeah, I mean I guess they're trying to mimic a mouse thing, but here's what you can do. Just add a keyboard and mouse to the thing. It's a Steam machine. It's not a console. I mean, you could do that with the PlayStation and Xbox anyway. But
they went with the Steam Deck philosophy of those silly touchpads that sit on the top of the thing.
I'm not going to play Civilization like that. No.
Yeah. The Steam controller itself is definitely the weakest of any of the things they showed here. The Steam machine looks surprisingly competent.
It looks, well, like I said, it looks like an Xbox prototype. It's a box. For those of you who don't know, it's a box with a color strip on the lower part, and you can see the gamepad ports, and I haven't seen what it looks like in the back though.
It's got a fan vent and all the ports on a whole bunch of ports on the back. It's about 2.6 kgs. How much is that?
Here's the thing. I owned something like that 20 years ago with a Falcon box by Alienware. And the thing that you really have to be concerned with is the heat. That thing's going to get hot like nothing else. Xbox has their fan going up through the top. PlayStation still has that stupid fan that doesn't work very well, according to a lot of friends of mine.
It weighs less than 6 pounds, 5.7.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the things I was saying, because some folks got to take this thing for a test drive. They were saying that it's supposed to be like 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. Now, to me, that sounds like it could probably run most of today's games at like medium, maybe high settings.
It better. It better.
And if it's only going to be a 6-pound device that I can like stow somewhere and travel with, it doesn't sound bad.
Here's the one good thing, and this is the most important thing about it, is that if people, if it catches on, developers will have a settings, specifically hardware settings in their games, specifically for the Steam machine.
Yes,
which means you'll have a uniform system specs. So at least there'll be no more guessing if your game can run it. No, your game's going to adjust itself for the Steam machine.
This is going to live or die on pricing. I need a model of this to be less than $600 for me to care.
I'm guessing it's going to be like $700 to $800, but that's just a cheap PC.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We don't know what kind of deals they have with manufacturers, if NVIDIA or AMD is going to help with it.
Well, and that's the other thing, is that Valve does not sell their hardware at a loss. They do not do discounts. They don't like...
the thing also came with a VR set, too.
Yes, that was the other thing that happened. The Steam Frame. It's a standalone VR AR headset, which is just going to be
intriguing. It's intriguing. It depends. We'll see if it works or not.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And by works, I don't mean if it actually works. I mean if it's satisfactory.
The VR AR element of it, and the fact that it's basically a standalone computer you can put on your face, makes me think that this is Valve's effort to shoot for something similar to the Apple Vision Pro.
Well, they already have Steam VR. And there's Steam VR software too. So,
yeah, but for the practical applications of AR, like it seems like if they The Apple Vision Pro was a bust. That thing was way too expensive. It was stupidly the battery was just worthless.
I don't know. It was with companies like Apple and Google and Amazon who don't know how to commit to a video game industry.
So this could be interesting. That's all I really have to say for that for now. It makes me think of Valve doing a competent Apple Vision Pro.
Here's my thing. I'm not interested, but I know a lot of people will be. And, if they can get at least one hardware standard that people can shoot for when they're building their own PCs that are not these Steam machines, then it's a good thing.
I've already seen fighting game tournament organizers looking at the Steam machine and being like they want to see the price on that because it could simplify.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a gaming tournament, especially ones where timing is everything, that everybody is if you're able to put everybody on an even thing, then yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And also they're small and portable, so you can stack them in the truck and go to the next fighting tournament and break them out.
Yeah. It the Steam machine is essentially a mini PC. That's really the long and short of it.
Yeah.
But a portable Steam library that the Steam Deck sold well, so I don't see why the Steam machine. We'll see what the price looks like. That's the bottom line on that.
Anyways, moving on to the next item. Go ahead, TJ.
All right. Ubisoft postpones its quarterly financial report at the last minute and halts stock trading from PC Gamer. Just minutes before it was set to deliver its financial results for the first half of its 25-26 fiscal year, Ubisoft mashed the brakes on the whole thing, postponing the release of its results to an unspecified future date. The company also requested European exchange Euronext halt trading on the company's shares and bonds from November 14th until the publication of its results. No reason for the postponing or trading halt was provided, but these are rarely the result of good news. They often arise from events like unexpected major news announcements or regulatory problems that can have potential to trigger panic selling. Ubisoft is in a unique and precarious situation right now.
You think so?
Yeah, to say the least. The company's share price is in the toilet, and it's recently entered into a deal with Tencent to establish a new creative house called Vintage Studios that will assume control of the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six properties.
Oh, I'm sure nothing bad can come from that.
Leading up to that, though, was something of a low-key power struggle. Tencent wanted to assert more control over Ubisoft, but the founding Guillemot family was reluctant to let go of the wheel. Industry analyst Daniel Ahmad stated that the results pause could imply an acquisition of sorts, someone making a surprise move on the Ubisoft rebel, possibly, but it could also just easily be an accounting and financial issue.
I swear, if Tencent takes control of Ubisoft, that's it. It's dead to me.
Yeah, at the same time, I hope it's not Ubisoft declaring bankruptcy because I don't want to see all that IP just die.
I know what happens is the same thing that happened with THQ. Remember, the properties were auctioned off.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't mind that. I mean, what's it called? Microsoft says, "I'll take the Assassin's Creed." Sony says, "I'll take the Far Cry."
Whatever happens, I just hope that this isn't like the end of the Rayman series because, I want there to be another Rayman game.
I love Rayman, but I think.
When was the last Rayman?
Raving Rabbits killed Rayman. That's what happened.
Oh,
When was the last one? Was it Rayman Legends?
Something like that. It was a while ago.
It technically would have been
I gotta see this.
Mario plus Rabbids.
No. I mean Rayman, the platforming game.
That would have probably been the last Rayman Legends game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Rayman Legends.
Game is so
Rayman Legends was the last one, and you know what? You know when it was released? 2013. That's 12 years ago. But it was released on Stadia in 2021.
See, and these sad, starving little IPs just need a happy, warm home. They just need a place with developers that will love and take care of them.
And
I know exactly how you feel, TJ, because it's like I want those Sierra IPs to have some life again, but I think they're just sitting on a shelf collecting dust.
The Rayman games are far better than the Mario 2D platformers. Period. End of story.
Most of them, yes, actually. Like, you're not wrong on that. I would say that Super Mario Wonder is a bit better, but like the Rayman Legends is one of the best platformers of all time, bar none.
I swear, I just realized, Rayman was created by Michel Ancel. If Beyond Good and Evil 2 is the reason why there are no new Rayman games, and that game is doubly cursed.
Jeez, yeah. And like, I cannot imagine if the Tom Clancy name was in the hands of a better developer, then they would never not sell games again. Because
I will say this though: introducing XCOM to Mario was one of the best things that the Rabbids ever did.
I agree. I love those games. I'm not crazy about the Rabbids, but I do love the Mario plus Rabbids.
I do like. Well, you get to shoot Rabbids with Mario and their friends.
Yeah, you do get to blow them up. It's pretty funny.
You know what? You know what? Speaking of blowing up, you know what game hasn't been? You know what series has been dormant as well? The Worms series. All they've had is remasters, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think it was Worms Armageddon was the last one.
Yes. Which, I don't know. I don't know how well it did. I don't think I've heard much buzz for it since.
Team 17 has been all about publishing more than actually developing these days.
They also tried that harebrained sort of... they tried doing a Worms game where it was kind of like a
Rabbids game?
It was like a Fall Guys game. And it just wasn't that great.
I think I remember that. It looked just not interesting.
Not at all.
I have to look this up.
It was a free-to-play game where you like
Worms World Party? No.
It was a free-to-play like 3D platformer game where you took part in little challenges, like not like Fall Guys, and it just sucked.
Okay. There is a new Worms game coming out this year. In fact, Worms Across Worlds. So it is not dead. There is actually a new Worms game coming out this year sometime.
Huh.
And that's since 2016 was the last Worms game, proper Worms game, and that was Worms WMD, which was in 2016.
Well, how about that?
So yeah, this I gotta see now. Yep, it's okay. Wait, how? I thought it was okay. So Worms Across Worlds is going to be a exclusive to the Apple Arcade. What the hell? I thought the Apple Arcade was dead. I thought they shut it down.
No, sir. In fact, Cult of the Lamb is coming to Apple Arcade as well. They just announced that this week.
But yeah, Worms Across Worlds is on the Apple Arcade, which is those games don't remain. I mean, like Goat Simulator, not Goat Story. Was it Goat Simulator? Oh, anyway, all these Apple Arcade games end up on console and PC anyway, so it's just a matter of waiting. But yeah, we're going to move on to the last item. Sony says Marathon will still release by March 2026. Stop laughing, TJ. From PC Gamer. Sony has announced that Bungie's upcoming extraction shooter Marathon, which was initially slated for release this year before negatively received beta saw it delayed, will still release by March of 2026. Sony has announced in the same financial report that it basically threw his hands up to tell investors that, Destiny 2 flopped. And, there's nothing they can do about it. But there's still not a lot of hope for Marathon. And with Concord in the rearview mirror, you could sense a lot of caution with Sony when it comes to Marathon. Someone said there's no way it's going to come out until 2027. But Sony's insisting it's 2026.
First, I wonder how much of Bungie is just not...
Is still there? Yeah, how many of the original Bungie are still around? Yeah, we know.
Because, it feels like a Papa Sony is looking over your shoulder type thing right now.
Remember, if Bungie screws up one more time, if they really screw up, Sony's just going to buy them out. They're not going to be independent anymore.
Meanwhile, Bungie is looking like a monumental flop right now. Like, what a fall. They were at the top of the live service game industry for like a long time. And they have just not hit. They have not hit the mark for most of this year and a good and arguably part of last year as well.
Here's the thing. A lot of the creative talent of Bungie left just before and just after Microsoft let them go. So a lot of the people, when they started, a lot of people weren't there anymore. And there was a lot of fighting over Destiny, which caused some creative people to leave as well. So when Destiny finally came out, it was basically under the aegis of EA. No, wait. Is it EA or Activision? I forgot who was... Oh, no, it was Activision? Wait. Who's Destiny? Activision or EA? No.
Activision,
it's Activision because EA did
Destiny
the other
for
one.
a short time, yeah.
No, because EA was inspired by Destiny to create their game, which flopped. And God, it flopped so hard I can't even remember what. Well, Anthem, yeah.
Oh,
because EA was Anthem, yeah. And then Activision let them go, and then Sony picked them up. Although I think they were independent for a while between those two. But yeah, Destiny was screwed from the beginning, and even Destiny 2 couldn't pick it up. My point is that a lot of people at Bungie are not the same people who were the people who are making Halo with Microsoft.
Yeah, but even even after PlayStation bought Bungie, Destiny 2 was still flying pretty high and had still some good gas in it. Like, we're talking about was the most played live service game for quite some time.
Yeah, that's like saying...
And it has been tripping and falling on its face. And I mean to say that in a way that, like, where other games have been dying and falling off the map left and right, Destiny 2 was, like, not showing any sign of budging for a while.
It's like saying you're the biggest fish in a tiny little pond.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're also excluding MMOs. Like World of Warcraft, as old as it is, still is a monolith as a live service game. We call it an MMO, but that's what MMOs always have been. And I would include, of course, Final Fantasy XIV.
Sure, and those games have tons of players as well, but Bungie has been like at points where they've had Destiny running 316,000 players, and that was only 2 years ago.
The problem I always had with Destiny and Destiny 2, it was boring as shit for me.
It absolutely is. I agree.
I don't know what the appeal is, except it's Bungie and you're doing...
But man, the people that love Destiny are insane for Destiny.
I could say the same thing. People who love Fallout 76 are insane too. They're very devoted to that game because of all the shit it went through. And now Fallout 76 is an actual game. It's not an empty universe anymore. Now it is actually alive, and it's more like a Fallout MMO than a live service game, which I'm happy for. I mean, when there's a live service game and you have people devoted to it, I'm happy when that service doesn't die and they're able to enjoy it. And that service is, say what you want about what Bungie's been doing lately, but they've been servicing the hell out of Fallout 76. They have not forgotten that game, and they keep on introducing new content.
Yeah. And, like... I just don't know what I expect out of Bungie anymore. I don't feel like they have the sauce anymore. I don't feel like they have the... problem
is that Bungie isn't Bungie. It's no more Bungie than Atari is Atari right now.
Right. And like, not only have they lost the sauce, but it feels like the overarching vibe where like Nintendo or PlayStation is just looming overhead is probably not helping their morale. So
by the way, we have 4 people watching this right now. Hello, people who are watching this.
Hello.
So I guess in the end, I guess what I'm saying is like, it feels like they're on their way out, for lack of better terms. And I
don't think the name will ever go away. The name has too much cachet to it. I think they've already been on their way. They've been out, and it's just a zombie that's taken their place. You know, that reminds me, people have been shitting all over Dragon Age, but Dragon Age Veilguard is starting to get the reputation. Now people are starting to love it now that they're actually getting to play it because it's part of EA Pass, and it's sort of like people saying, "Oh shit, this game is really good."
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. I hate when I say it'll be interesting to see, but I think I don't know. I mean, Destiny 2 is too big to die, but it's also costing Sony a lot of money.
Do you think they actually hit 2026 with Marathon?
Late 2026, sure. I mean, look at that stupid pirate game by Ubisoft, Skull and Bones.
And follow-up question: is it dead on arrival, or does it have a chance?
I think it's mostly dead on arrival. You know, it reminds me of that. You remember that Resident Evil live service game?
Yes, I do.
And actually, the thing is that it was actually pretty good, but no one played it. No one wanted to deal with it. No one knew about it, and it was dead on arrival, even though it was capable. I mean, there was a game there to play. It just didn't have anyone to play it. Yeah,
it had a fun premise, but it also had Evolve's problem as a lopsided multiplayer game, where the killer was way too powerful in certain environments.
Yeah, I mean, Dead for Daylight actually solved that problem. I mean, they nailed that problem in the balls, and it's like, and you know,
I wanted that game to be better than it was. The Resident Evil asymmetrical multiplayer. I liked that game, but it just didn't. It was missing the balance.
You could actually play that single player if you wanted to.
You could. It's very hard though.
Yeah. Actually, well, you can say the same thing about Helldivers too. You can play that solo if you want to. But if you play Helldivers 2 solo, oh dear. Oh dear, yeah. It's going to make Pacific Drive seem like a walk in the park.
Your socks will be rocked.
Yeah. But it's actually, you know, I'm going to say this. Some people want that. Some people love overwhelming odds. I remember when I played on the original Xbox, I was playing Ghost Recon. I would always set up a game so that everything was almost impossible, and people would join because they wanted that impossible fight. They'd already wrecked the terrorists on normal and hard. They wanted super hard. So
yeah. I am the same way. Elden Ring Night Rain has a solo mode, and I don't recommend it because it's stupid hard. It's almost impossible to get to day 3, and even if you do, then the boss waiting at the end of day 3 is absurdly difficult unless you get some lucky pulls off of equipment.
See, my problem there is I don't mind hard, but I do not like tedious, which is why I fell out of love with Pacific Drive, because I have one thing that I have one currency that I can never get back, and that's time.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time. And Pacific Drive was wasting my time.
With Night Rain, it's just a matter of that game is you're built to challenge those bosses and those maps with a party of 3. So intentionally playing as a party of 1 is just difficult. It's so difficult.
Let me ask you a question. Have you been playing their other game? God damn it, I forgot the name of it. Armored Core?
Armored Core? No, I haven't. Like, I did a playthrough of it at Christmas last year, and I play it for the single player mode. There is a multiplayer aspect to it, but I've never been in on it.
Because that's the only other game that isn't a Souls-like that those people have been making, and that's Armored Core.
Mm-hmm. It's a great game. I love Armored Core. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Anyways, you know, I'm still marginally. I do like an extraction shooter. I mean, there's one that the current one that came out, Arc Fighters, actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, Arc Raiders is neat.
Arc Raiders, yeah.
I like the idea of a Skynet extraction shooter, like where these giant robots try to kill you as you go through it.
Yeah. And the last Gears, that wasn't the reboot, actually had their own extraction shooter too.
The thing I've always wondered about, like, Marathon is, like, people who like the old Marathon, what do they see in this game?
Well, they see it's a Halo game without actually being Halo. Which is, by the way, not, since Halo's coming on Sony, you know, Halo Combat Evolved is coming out on the Sony PlayStation, you know, you won't need a Marathon. You'll have the actual Bungie good game. Hey, remember when Bungie was good? Here's Halo.
Yeah, we call them.
Oh, wow. You know, that actually slaps Sony in the face.
If they keep going,
I just realized that Halo coming out on Sony is not as much of a victory for Sony than people think it is, because it's basically saying Microsoft saying, hey, you know all those Halo killers that you tried, Resistance and Marathon and Killzone. Guess what? We're bringing actual Halo here to wreck your shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like Forza Horizon. Have you even heard of anything about Gran Turismo since Forza landed on the Sony? No, because
they just had Gran Turismo in the recent State of Play, the Japanese one.
Oh, the Japanese one. Well,
yeah.
But the thing is that if you're going to bring out Gran Turismo, it better beat Forza Horizon, and it doesn't. Gran Turismo has always seemed to pale compared to Forza Horizon. And Motorsport too.
I was gonna say it's more in line with Motorsport, right? Where it's a proper sim.
Here's the thing: Motorsport has better mechanics in it, and it has better cars. Turn 17, whatever you want to say. Turn 10. I'm trying to remember the name of the. Whatever you want to say about them, they know how to make a friggin' racing game. Because I think they did the what's it called? The Metropolis Street Racer or something like that. Didn't they do that too? They did that for the Dreamcast.
Huh. Turn 10 Studios.
Yeah, Turn 10. They know how to make a game. Now, I know that the last Forza Motorsport was not liked, but I think that's because most of their attention had been paid to Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, and Playground Games works on Forza Horizon.
Yeah, and I know everybody is really looking forward to 6. Mm-hmm. It's set in Japan, and it's going to have all the bells and whistles, and it's eventually, like a year later, going to come to PlayStation. Here's the thing, the more players, the better.
Yeah.
It's better than the friggin' new Mario Kart game, I can tell you that for sure. You wouldn't believe how many people hate that game. Oh my God. They botched it with the new, they hate it so much, they went back to playing the old Mario Kart 8, because the new one stinks.
It's not that it stinks. It's that it's a different type of game.
It's not that it's different. It's an empty game, is what it is.
It is
not.
And
here's the thing: try to have a group of friends play online together.
I've done it. It's not that hard.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm certain.
I'm gonna have to send you some videos about people who don't. No, tell you about groups of 20 people.
I can show you live streams I've done where I got on with 4 other people.
4. We're not talking about 20 or 18. See, that's the problem. Because what happens is there's this thing in which you have to wait for certain things to happen, and then they'll plop people into a room, and often it's not the room that they want to be because their other friends are still outside and they have to wait and watch. I'll have to send you the video at some point, but people don't like that game, especially the DLC they don't like, And the fact is, Sonic ate its lunch. That's the real problem. Sega went and released the Sonic racing game, and Sonic Racer ate its lunch.
They're both very, very good games. Like Sonic Racer, I'm not going to say anything bad about Sonic Racer because they knocked it out of the park with that one.
Yeah.
They also sold 9.57 million units of Mario Kart World.
Yeah, so, that's in bundles.
Half of that.
And also, here's a question. How many first-party games are available for the Switch 2 right now? Not that many.
I mean, there's Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's quite a few others.
Oh, there's Pokemon. Well, here's the thing. Technically, Pokemon Z to A is not a Nintendo game.
Also, I've said it several times before that packing Mario Kart World in with Nintendo Switch 2 was a genius idea because you get it for $30 off.
And people don't play it anymore.
People are playing it, though.
Not according to the numbers. You're going to have to check the, the user numbers for that. I'm just saying, people are really regretting the Switch 2 purchase, and maybe they had a point and just buy a Switch 1.
The things that people don't like about Mario Kart World is that it's got this grinding mechanic, and it plays into a lot of the tracks where you can just, if you're good, you can blow through tracks with some ridiculous shortcuts. And there's people that like that, and there's people that don't like that.
There's also a whole lot of nothing in the game.
a whole lot of nothing. There's a decent amount of tracks for a starting set.
I think he's referring to the whole driving to the separate tracks and the open world feel, which I thought was an interesting idea to do, because sometimes I'm playing some of these driving games and I just want to drive around for a little while, like the Vice City where I had the 80s radio and I just wanted to listen to the 80s radio, but it's like so easy to get into an accident, to hit someone. But like in, for instance, LA Noire, it was really hard to do that kind of thing. So you could tell when they designed it to, be very easy to get into accidents, or if you just want to enjoy the scenery.
My favorite thing to do in GTA 3 and beyond is to do 2 cheat codes. One arms everybody with a weapon, all the civilians. You have a granny with a rocket launcher, and 2, have everybody go berserk and attack each other. So now, when you're in Grand Theft Auto, you're walking or racing around, and everybody's just shooting everybody else. You have the granny taking out a rocket launcher and shooting trucks with it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that does. I've seen videos of that where it's pure chaos.
Which is
one
fun.
thing that I do think you're right about, Jenna, is that Sega played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds perfectly. Like they came out and like they actually took a legitimate shot at Nintendo, saying that with the whole like, we're not only on a Nintendo device, but we're also on a whole bunch of other devices, and you can cross-play our game.
See, this is why Nintendo needs to get more competition against them, so they can stop being so, like you say, a toy company and be a game company that makes good games.
What competition are you talking about? Because there's already Microsoft and Sony. Are you talking about another Sega console, which is geared towards...
I'm not even talking about console. I'm talking about the games themselves. Like how we were talking how the Pokepia is like a Animal Crossing, game or whatever, and
builders.
What
you're saying is you want more Pal World.
You want more competition.
I want Nintendo to stop being lazy with some of their IPs, and
that's why not having Rayman hurts a little bit more.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, but like Sonic Racing Crossworlds, people should definitely play that. It's a fun one. I like.
Here's the thing, a lot of people never thought that a non-Nintendo kart racer would outdo a Nintendo kart racer, because you've seen all these ratty little kart racers. Like, it wasn't a bad game, but you had Ants Racing, Ant Z Racing, based on the. What's really weird about that game is it came out like 4 or 5 years after the movie came out. It's like, who are you making this game for?
It's
the hardcore Ants fans.
It's my pleasure and misfortune to inform you that Garfield Kart 2 came out this year and is exactly that type of game that you're talking about.
Here's the thing. No, actually, it shouldn't be Garfield. I would rather see a Heathcliff, because Heathcliff has attitude and he would actually fit into that kind of kart racing game.
The developers not only disagree with you, but they do it twice, because, as I said, this is the sequel to the Garfield Kart 1.
I mean, it's the same thing with fighting games. I mean, Nickelodeon came closest with theirs, and of course, we had the DC Comics. What's it called? We say botched, and I can't believe how much people loved that game, and they completely botched it. And I can't see how they botched it.
Dumb management, like really piss poor management when it came to updates and availability.
You have Batman fighting Bugs Bunny. That's a win.
They had the sun in their hands, and they squandered it.
Yeah, sort of reminds me of how they squandered it with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
David Zaslav should be put in a cannon and fired into the ocean. Like, that's the log. He should. He's horrible. He dropped the ball so much.
Yeah, it's just like someone at Warner Brothers should slap his hands when it comes to this sort of stuff. And
they just need to get rid of him altogether. He's like...
just give him a golden parachute. I mean, Warner Brothers is tanking, and it's like it's all his fault, and he knows it.
He's cancer to the industry. No doubt about it.
How much you want to bet the second he's out of Warner Brothers, they're going to release that Batgirl movie, for instance, or that or the they did actually release it, but it was out like for like a week. The Wile E. Coyote movie, remember that? I think it was actually released, but it only was released for like a week.
There's so much goodwill. There's so much goodwill squandered that a new person could probably win some hearts by getting some of that stuff back.
There's some whispers that he screwed up Uzumaki. But the problem with that is that even the first episode of Uzumaki was still flawed because they tried to compress the story too much. But the episodes wouldn't look like shit.
I also understand that Junji Ito's work is just cursed when it comes to adaptations because people have tried to adapt it several times over and just blown it every time.
But here's the problem with Junji Ito is that he's scary when it's on a page, but when it's not on a page, it's sort of like it turns into a creepypasta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boo. That's not scary. The one that's scary is the ones that are about human obsession. Like the part of Uzumaki that's really disturbing to me is the breakdown of the father and the mother's mental state. The Cliffs of Amagara, I forgot what it's called, the Strange Hills of Amagara Hills or something like that. Oh, Strange Hills of Amagara Fault. You know, the one in which there are these holes that are shaped like people and people feel compelled to go into their own hole. That's a good story.
I think that you're right on a part that like it works better on paper because I think that Junji Ito is a master of implication, like the ghastly implication of something that terrible.
It's
that's about
not
to
just
happen to somebody.
that. If you read his stuff, you'll notice that a lot of it deals with the page turn, right? Mm. You have to turn the page to get the horrific part. So there's sort of like that anticipation when you're turning the page. Can't do that in a cartoon.
That's true.
There's also a live action Uzumaki.
You can do decent cuts of editing, but it only goes so far.
Like I said, the problem with the thing is that it focuses too much on the silly stuff. Like, who gives a shit about a stalker who becomes a jack-in-the-box? It's hilarious. Or the kids that turn into snails. That's hilarious. Or the hair tentacles. That's super hilarious. There's no way you're going to make that scary. You know? But the obsession of the father with spirals and the kid's mother, who they try to hide the fact that the cochlea is a spiral because they know if she finds out about it, she does this, she's going to take that scissor and just jam it in her ear to destroy that spiral. Yeah. That's the scary part, you know? People turning into turtles, not scary.
Yes.
Snails, it's not scary.
They can't all be zingers.
We already seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, anyways, I will say this: go watch the like I said, my favorite is the Faults of Amagara Hills. That one is a good psychological thriller.
Yep.
The one about the evil planet coming to Earth is a laugh riot. That is just so over the top stupid. I couldn't help but laugh. Hellstar Romina, it's called. That is so funny. It is. Oh, wow, there's a giant eye planet coming to the Earth. That's stupid. Ito. Oh, by the way, you know what Ito's passion is? His cats. He loves cats.
Oh, yeah, he posts about them all the time. He even draws
them. Just think of Junji Ito as a crazy cat guy who likes to draw pictures of scary things. Anyways, look for our show notes at gamingpodcast.net. Along with industry news and our gaming history articles, we enjoy. If you access, leave us comments on our blog at gamingpodcast.net. Also, hit us up at facebook.com/gamingpodcast. Subscribe to us in iTunes and leave some iTunes comments. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jonah Falcon.
You can find me at Johnny Chugs.
You can find me at Shard the Sage.
And we will not see you next week because that's Thanksgiving, I believe. It's next week, right?
Yeah.
It's November 20th, isn't it? Or is it November 27th?
No, it's the week after next.
Okay, so we will see you next week. We won't see you on Thanksgiving. See you next week.
All right.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Have fun, be cool, play games, y'all.
And the stream is over.